Good evening. The first scare of its kind took place in those nervous and shaky days after 9/11. Prior to that, few people had ever heard of ricin. Very few of us ever dreamed someone would send any kind of substance through the mail designed to harm and threaten people. Now it has happened again. Letters to the President of the United States and the Mayor of New York City have been intercepted, and they test positive for ricin. This time they appear to be linked, and they are about the divisive issue of gun control post-Newtown. This is now an FBI matter. It's where we begin tonight with our Justice correspondent, Pete Williams, in our Washington newsroom. Pete, good evening.
Brian, the president and the mayor were never in any danger because their mail is routinely screened for hazard like this, but a third letter did get through. Its recipient is said not to have been harmed. So the question tonight is, who sent them?
Law enforcement officials say the letter addressed to President Obama was found today at a mail screening facility in Washington, nowhere near the White House. It was similar, they say, to letters mailed last week containing a short note making threats against advocates of gun control. One, addressed to New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, was found last Friday at the New York City facility that screens mail bound for City Hall. The mayor was taking it in stride.
There are people who I would argue do things that may be irrational, do things that are wrong, but it's a very complex world out there, and we just have to deal with that.
A nearly identical letter was sent to an office building in Washington, D.C. and opened Monday by Mark Glaze, director of Bloomberg's organization Mayors Against Illegal Guns. Officials say he was not harmed by the contents. All three, investigators say, were postmarked in Shreveport, Louisiana, and mailed 10 days ago on May 20th, and all contain a material that initial tests say was a form of the deadly poison called ricin, made from the beans or seeds of the castor plant. Those same beans are the source of castor oil, widely used in making medicines. But if correctly processed, they can also yield a deadly poison for which there is no known antidote.
It basically will destroy the tissues that it touches. So if you inhale it, it would give you lung damage. If you ingest it, it would give you damage to your gut.
A month ago, federal prosecutors charged a Mississippi man, James Everett Dusky, with mailing letters containing ricin addressed to President Obama and U.S. Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi. Both letters were stopped at mail screening centers. And the FBI arrested a man in Spokane, Washington last week, accusing him of sending threatening letters containing ricin to a federal judge there.
As for the potential penalties for sending letters containing ricin, the Mississippi man faces a biological weapons charge. It carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. He has denied doing anything wrong, Brian.
Pete Williams starting us off from D.C. tonight. Pete, thanks.